Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and I'm a 13-year-old student living in Berkane and studying Tayyip Academy. I'm here today to speak in depth about today's schools. So to start off, what is the problem with today's schools? The answer for that is the pedagogy that is being used to teach children of all ages. It is a methodology that focuses mainly on obtaining knowledge. As a ninth grader myself, I speak from experience. And throughout all these 10 years that I have spent in schools, I came to a conclusion that the world's educational strategy raises kids that are very incompetent in dealing with the real world that depends solely on the 21st century skills. To illustrate, take a look at the cartoon on the screen. The teacher is explaining a history lesson. The topic is the rise and fall of the Byzantine Empire. She says, "Repeat after me. Constantinople was attacked and plundered by the Crusaders during the Fourth Crusade." This sentence sums it all up. A knowledge-based curriculum is defined as knowing in the sense of being capable to recall and explain information. Moving on, this pedagogy consists of 5 key elements that exist in every knowledge-based classroom or school. First, a focus on facts and statistics that have to be learned. Second, an emphasis on high academic achievement in exams. Basically, the idea that states that if you do not get the best mark in class, you cannot go far in life, which obviously is completely wrong. Third, a traditional teacher-centered classroom, as proven, for example, by the organization of desks in the classroom in a way that all the children are facing the teacher. Fourth, the teacher being the only source of knowledge, as if the internet never existed. For example, most of the permitted talk being by the teacher or between the teacher and individual children. Fifth, a lack of technology use by children, even though it has been proven that technology will be prerequisite in the coming years, and it will be as necessary as water for humans. Our next question is, why is knowledge-based learning no longer fit for purpose? Well, in a world where knowledge is a mouse click away, the role of the educator fades away. Hence, to accommodate a fast-developing world and adapt to technology, 21st century skills are a must. The Gallup Organization for Researches in Academic Studies has proven that 21st century skills development is clearly linked to career success. They surveyed 1,014 people aged 18 to 35 about their exposure to 21st century skills during their last year of school. Respondents who reported having a relatively large exposure to these 21st century skills were 2 times more likely to mark strongly agree in regards to how successful and valued they are at their jobs. Famous author Ken Robinson, who is well known for his saying, "School kills creativity," wrote in his book, while referring to knowledge-based pedagogies, "These systems are inherently unsuited to the wholly different circumstances of the 21st century. This indicates that many of the widely used technology and work skills required in the workplace are not being taught sufficiently in our schools. Essentially, the challenge for schools now would be to prepare young people for a world in which technology is capable of performing many of the tasks which used to be thought of as human intelligence indicators. In a nutshell, knowledge-based learning is not fit for purpose." Moving on to the last question of our presentation, how can the world solve this issue? Added to what I have already said about solving this issue in the past questions, I will be focusing on 4 main solutions that will definitely help us overcome this educational crisis during this health pandemic. First, educating citizens in an interconnected world. COVID-19 is a pandemic that illustrates how globally interconnected we are. Successful people in the coming decades will need to be able to work sufficiently as a team and understand this interrelatedness to work in a globally collaborative way. Second, redefining the role of the educator. The definition of an educator as the knowledge holder is no longer fit for purpose of a 21st century education, with students being able to gain access to knowledge through a few clicks on their phones, tablets, or computers. We will need to redefine the role of the educator in the classroom. The role of educators should be facilitating young people's development as contributing members of the society. My third solution is teaching life skills needed for the future. Young people nowadays require resilience and adaptability, skills that are proven to be essential, especially during this pandemic. Some of the most important skills that employers will be looking for in the future will be creativity, communication, collaboration, alongside empathy and emotional intelligence. These skills have to be taught in schools. Fourth, unlocking technology to deliver education. The COVID 19 pandemic has resulted in schools across the world being shut down to suddenly harness and use the available technological tools for remote learning for students in all grades and fields. Educators around the globe are realizing and experiencing new possibilities to do things differently, and this could have a benefit for students across the world in terms of accessibility to education. To conclude, utilizing skill based teaching methodologies as well as implementing technology in schools are the foundations of an effective and successful 21st century classroom. I hope you understood my points from this presentation, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.